broken down and tired of hearing all the news that's going around.
Nika Diwa, a family vlogger that emphasizes boundaries which she perpetually disregards. This is Nika Diwa in her own words.
Hey new friend, my name is Nika. I started this platform because I had postpartum depression and needed somebody to talk to. I'm a wife, mama, and mental health advocate that hopes you feel safe here too. After 6 years of abusive relationships, I finally have the family I prayed for. I'm super far from perfect, and half the time I don't know what the heck I'm doing. But let's figure this out together. If you want to keep it kind and you want to keep it real, welcome home.
This sounds amazing on the surface. However, when you dig into her social media, you find that she overshares. She fetishizes her biracial daughters and their hair. Before she became a family vlogger, her content centered around fashion, partly due to her being a fashion buyer in NYC. She also wanted to empower women through fashion, and it also focused on her reestablishing her relationship with God. So you would see content like her doing shopping hauls with her sister.
I like to dress up my boyfriend jeans and still be a girlfriend.
She also had a clothing line called Diwa Dolls. She would do collabos with companies, and you see commercial drops like these ones. She also had events where she empowered women through fashion. And it seemed like it was very successful. It has been a forever dream of mine to get together women of all shapes and sizes and foster a shape that empowers. And this is just the beginning. I am hopeful as I stand at the forefront of generations ready for and excited for positive change. My goal is to empower women to feel excited about getting dressed in the morning, to honor their body type instead of trying to fit into impossible standards and unrealistic expectations, to be free to be themselves, perfectly imperfect, fearfully and wonderfully made. Yes, she is a Christian. Finding out what God says about me, like, I designed you as my soul representation. Set apart from anyone else. Do you know that the capacity of my love is such that you are unraveled in my affection? Comparison is rooted in a scarcity mindset. Now you all are probably wondering, well, if she was so concerned about fashion, what exactly caused her to shift to family vlogging? Even though she was successful offline, she wasn't very successful online as a fashion influencer. So when an opportunity arose for her to shift her content, she did. The rollout began in August of 2020 when she announced that she was pregnant in this video called Healthy Boundaries 101. Establish expectations early on. Be firm with those who cross the line. Boundaries mean loving yourself and others well. Baby's first TikTok. I posted this every day on Zion's birthday to remind me of the promises over her life. Never underestimate the power of prayer over your child. A mother determined to break toxic cycles for your child.
Over this child. No more is she gonna wonder if she's enough. She's gonna be a warrior. She's gonna be an advocate for women everywhere. She's gonna be an advocate for herself. Fear and pain, you have no place in this space. You have no place in this space. You have no more power. You have no more power. To the enemy who's just watched me hate myself for so long, you're gonna sit right here and watch me worship. You're gonna sit right here and watch me worship this baby out. Because your time is up. Your time is up.
And hopefully, she broke those generational curses. As you know, she had her baby during the pandemic. And so they were locked into their home. And she had an at-home birth. This is a letter that her daughter wrote to her. It says, "Dear Mama, I know sometimes you feel sad that you can't bring me outside to experience the world you love and knew before. With people going by, full of hugs from grandparents, special out-of-town trips, and the freedom to experience everything around these walls. But But I promise you, mama, there is no place I'd rather be than right here in your arms. This demic won't be forever, and for now, you're all the adventure and comfort I need. So mama, be proud of yourself for the home you're making for me and grow up in safe, sound, and love. You are enough. Thank you for being my world. I love you. I know that this was a lovely letter, but even if it wasn't during the demic, she wasn't going nowhere anyway. She's a newborn. It ain't that much exploring that she could possibly do. Now, true enough, y'all ain't had your family members coming over there. So as y'all see, it was cute content. She began to roll out relationship content as well with her husband, Amika.
Hey everybody, so excited to hop on video right now. This is really a response to your questions. So many of you have asked, who are you guys? Like, what is your story? What are the details behind your story?
With so many challenges in the world here, we just want to be able to give to you guys as much as we can of ourselves. Right. Because, man, I've been so blessed with this beautiful young lady. So maybe, darling, you can start talking to them about just sort of like who we are.
Long story short, we both had really difficult pasts, really challenging pasts where we had failed relationships, messed up a lot, like ran from God, and then we made a choice to stop with that, and to choose better for ourselves. And then we individually on our own made a decision to pursue God and really let Him pursue us.
Absolutely.
Because He's always been pursuing us. His love is always relentless. And then we met.
And the way we met actually was the interweb,
online dating,
through apps and such, and it was really, I mean, as we look at it in retrospect, it was really nearly impossible because she was getting off the app because she was fed up, and I was getting off the app for, I mean, similar but separate reasons on the same day, and we essentially chose to both say, hey, look, one last message, one last person, or it's all over, and we didn't expect anything from it. And essentially what I did was I just said, God, I'm throwing this in your hands, and as I put it in His hands, look what He put into my hands.
And so we just want to come on here and say, listen, if you're feeling like there's no hope, if you just got out of a heartbreak and you are just feeling so frustrated and angry at yourself, angry at God, angry at the world, we want you to know that we know exactly how you feel. We want to come on here and have honest conversations. We want you to ask questions in the comment section. We want you to tell us what you want to hear. But yeah, we just want to make ourselves available to you. So we're going to get messy. We're going to show you the true colors of what marriage, what dating, what all of that actually looks like. And we're so excited to do this with you guys. Again, comment anything you want to hear. Love, sex, dating, anything. No wrong question. Let's do this.
Come along with us.
Love ya.
Love you.
Bye. Love you too.
Bye. Oh, is the camera still running?
Things aren't always what it seems. And we're going to get deeper into their relationship. So they met on OkCupid. There is a 12 years age gap there. The caption reads, you asked for it, you got it. We will be answering your questions about all things heartbreak, dating, marriage, sex, all fun stuff. We are by no means experts, but rather two very imperfect people committed to a perfect God. We pray that through these talks that you would find hope in your own journey towards love. Again, comment below your question for future talk. Now, would I listen to this couple about relationship advice? Absolutely not. But I think that she said some interesting things. And she said, you know, you being angry with God. Y'all be getting angry with God for the wrong reason. When God deliver you from your misery, you need to respond with a thank you. Instead, y'all respond with anger because y'all don't want to leave. You don't want to leave the man alone. You love your misery that much. When God remove people out your life, say thank you. This the one for me. Like, nah, I got somebody better. No, I want this. I want to have his baby. Y'all just got out of a heartbreak. Y'all don't need to be running to no dating app. Y'all need to heal. Stay off them dating apps and deal with your trauma in your situation. Your heart was broken for a reason. Now, what type of man is he? He is a man of God, and this is something that she was showing throughout her content. Somebody asked, when did you know your husband was the man for you? In the comments, she said, life is too hard, and I needed a man who, one, wasn't afraid to cry, two, wasn't too proud to pray. Now, I do have a problem with this, and it's not so much about him worshiping. I have a problem with her recording. I think that when you're worshiping, that is an intimate moment that you are having with God. It is not for show, it's not for pretend, and it's not for somebody to record. No, like, let these people have their moment. Let them have it. And I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt that he didn't know he was recorded, because if he did, good sir, don't get struck down up in that church playing with God. He's also an ex-gangster, according to her. Watch my ex-gangster husband become a dad. Forever changed. And they took away the sound for this. Oh. Ain't that so cute? If you watch this and you didn't know no better, you think that this was his first child. But it is not. He did not just become a dad. This man has 2 other children. His daughter is only 8 years younger than Nika. Ta-da!
Okay, I'm just gonna get one, all right? It's just one, all right? How bad could one be? It's not that expensive. It's not, well, I mean, I have to get it a friend, right? I mean, who's he gonna talk to? He's gonna get bored. And you know, what if they get sick of each other? You know, they need a third guy. And honestly, I have 3. I might as well get the whole set, you know? I mean, like, why not? I mean, just complete it.
He admits that he wasn't in their lives as much as he should have been. And also, this came to my attention just by looking at them. This man likes to swirl. But I'm glad that he now has a family, and his daughter and son often come and visit and be around their younger siblings.
Having a baby changed our marriage in terms of intimacy. Intimacy is more than just sex, right? Intimacy is that level of connection. There's a reassurance of an alliance, of a oneness. So for men, don't try to force your way into physical interaction. Try to recognize and see where your wife is at. Try to meet her there. It's something as simple as, hey, how are you feeling right now?
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on with you today? That is the primary door to intimacy.
Yes, 100%.
And sometimes it might mean tabling the physical stuff for a little while. The doctor prescribes, hey, don't do anything right now because there's healing that has to happen there. So while there's healing happening there, point your attention towards the heart, building and bolstering a connection, a confidence, and grow from there. Point number 1.
I think that he's giving some pretty good advice. I think a lot of men don't understand how traumatic a pregnancy is and how hard it is on a woman's body. And they believe, oh, you know, you done had the baby, you should bounce back to normal. But her body has gone through a lot of changes hormonally, emotionally, and everything like that. Like, she has to get used to her new body. And I think that that requires patience along the way. 6 weeks might not be enough. She may need some extra time to heal. I think that a woman's body doesn't completely heal until like a year after she's giving birth. So it's a lot. That's one of the reasons why you choose supportive partners. Even though he's giving great advice, their marriage was actually on the rock. So that's why I said, you know, all things that glitter isn't gold. Watch us fall back in love, almost getting divorced. Proof that love is a choice. Stuff in this video just seems so freaking staged. It's real, but it's not genuine. We need a story time of how you guys almost divorced. I personally wasn't ready for that.
Sometimes it's not that your marriage is a mess, it's that life is a mess and your marriage becomes collateral damage. When I was pregnant with my first daughter, I was in a pandemic in a third world country without any family, and my husband, he was struggling too. We forgot that we are a team, but I am so grateful that we chose love, that we chose to stick it out, because once we got out of those messy circumstances that life just kept throwing at us, we realized it's not that I don't love you, it's that I don't love how difficult the circumstance is. Being like, okay, you made a mistake, it's my mistake too, because we're a team. I'm not going to blame you, rather I'm going to join you and partner with you. We've been through so much. We have such a deep founded respect, love, and admiration for one another and are genuinely learning how to fall in love all over again.
Hey, for y'all that's in a relationship or in marriage, have y'all ever fell out of love with your spouse? Like, cause to me, when she says, you know, fall out of love, I feel like if you fall out of love with someone, that's it. Ain't no more falling in love. Like, you might be like, oh, we cool, but no. I think that she is giving some good advice. I think that marriage is a huge commitment, and I think that people don't really understand how huge of a commitment marriage actually is. You have to love that person through everything. And the person that you married today is not going to be the person that they are in the future. They're going to change because we all evolve. And you have to continue to love them through it all. You also see some more contradictions within their relationship. It says 3 things we do not do in our relationship. 1, correct each other in public. 2, talk badly about the other to their parent. 3, yell at each other. If your husband asked if he could skip Christmas Day with the family to watch a football game,
to ask if I would be okay with you not being with me on Christmas, first of all, knowing how important that holiday is to me. And 2, going somewhere with your brothers just without me to watch football. My feelings are extremely hurt.
Well, I'm sorry that your feelings are hurt. I'm
I
hoping
really thought you knew me better than
I'm
that.
hoping that we can talk and that I can gain a deeper understanding.
It is because that holiday means a lot to me.
Yeah.
Quality time means a lot to me. Togetherness means a lot to me. And so the fact that you'd rather be at a football game knowing, or I thought you knew that about your wife.
It sounds like Christmas is actually more important than me. And that's what it sounds like. Like you're saying, Christmas is important than my husband. I do not have a desire to do anything that will either hurt you or deride in any way your expectation for Christmas.
I love Christmas. I love the feel around Christmas. I love being around family, spending time with my families. I cook on Christmas. That's my holiday. And I just love the atmosphere of it. And so when I have children and get married, Christmas is going to be really important. And I will want my husband there to celebrate it with. It's creating core memories for your kids as well because they're young. And, you know, you should be there when your kids open their gifts and have dinner with them, etc. Now, it is not unusual that men go to football or basketball games. Like, they have basketball games every single Christmas. They're starting to have football games on Christmas as well. If the game is in town and he's not flying out, then sure, go to the football game. And depending on what time it is, because it's typically in the morning or like in the evening after people have had dinner, you can schedule your day around that and he can still be there for the important things. But if he has to fly out, I wouldn't be cool with that. She's also talking about, well, we don't correct each other in public. We don't yell at each other. Ma'am, you was yelling at him in that clip. 2, this was a private conversation that you decided to make public. So you are correcting him publicly and you are chastising him publicly and you're also inviting other people to criticize him publicly, when this was supposed to be a private matter that you all should have handled privately amongst yourself. This video went viral. It was talked about on Twitter. The Shade Room reposted it on IG. TikTok, of course, was talking about it. Now, she has deleted this video, but I do think that she needs to check herself. Now, mind you, the 3 things we do not do in our relationship is a newer video, so maybe they don't do that no more. But I highly doubt it because that wasn't her first time having an argument with him online. So she says, someone recently told me it looked like our marriage is perfect because most people only see the highlights on social media. What they can't see is that before meeting my husband, I was in 6 years of toxic relationships where I never felt respected, heard, or acknowledged at a basic level. Just because you're in a good relationship doesn't mean that the PTSD goes away. So here's an honest and vulnerable moment of me struggling to articulate my hurt feelings. Nothing sweet or cute or goes about it. Just a reminder that we are all on a journey trying to heal and just doing our best. Also, shout out to my husband who loved me so well through this.
My entire life, that my feelings, the things that happen to me, the way that men have talked to me, that they can just treat me any type of way or act like any type of way, and that it's fine, and that my feelings go unacknowledged. So what does it cost you to just say, I acknowledge, even though that was not my intention, that is how that affected you, that hurt you, so that I know that my feelings matter to you. Why is that such a heavy cost?
First and foremost, ma'am, you need to heal up. Like, God darn it, you talk about your feelings in every freaking video. How can he help not hear your feelings? I can understand why he may block you out sometimes because you annoying. In my past relationships, do you ever get tired of talking about your past relationships to your husband? Because I know as a woman, if I'm with a man and he keeps talking about his ex, sir, you need to go be back with her. Go get the help you need. As a Christian, it's okay to be a Christian and get therapy if you need it. There are some Christian therapists out there that can help you along your journey. He already told her he don't need her. The most shocking thing he ever said during a fight.
Our honeymoon night, I picked a really big fight with him. It was just where my toxic, wounded, abused psyche was. I shouted, "You need me," because I wanted to feel so needed. He looked at me and said, "I do not need you. And that's the reason why I can stand here and allow you to say things that I know you don't mean because you're scared. I don't need you to complete me because I don't need you. I'm going to choose you and keep choosing to love you." And that was one of the first times that I realized the best kind of love is when two people who know that they are whole can come together and be a partner, not be a necessity. You don't need anybody. You don't need anybody. You're enough.
Exactly. And you said two whole people. You ain't whole. You ain't healed. Like, you got some work to do. And shout outs to Amit. Man, you said that. He's like, I don't need you. And them some red flags early though. Cause how y'all on y'all honeymoon when y'all supposed to be somebody rocking, knocking the... That's what y'all supposed to be doing. Y'all ain't supposed to be up in there arguing on your honeymoon. Like, God don't it. She began to reveal what past trauma she went through in her relationship. When I was 17, I found myself in love with a boy who SA'd me on prom. Sky, I could be blue. This started a mindset of feeling like I was worth nothing, and I began to allow men I dated to treat me like crap. After 6 years of taking verbal, emotional, physical, and actual abuse from men, I decided I was worth more and that I was worthy of love. I spent a season of singleness, getting to know myself and learning to love myself. I made new friends, got a job. I loved and found so much confidence in my faith in God. Then when I least expected it, I met a respectful, kind, faith-filled man who taught me how a lady deserved to be treated and loved. We have been happily married for 5 years with a beautiful daughter. I found unshakable peace, joy, and confidence, and have dedicated my life to empowering abused women to do the same. Pay attention to this. She said this happened when she was 17. And then she shares another story that happened around the same time. The real reason my husband comes to all my doctor's appointments. When I was 18, a man SA'd me and after forced me to get an abortion. When I woke up, 3 nurses held me down as I screamed, "Where's my baby?" Since then, I get very anxious at doctor's appointments. When I met my husband, he promised me he'd hold my hand in each one. Here's to all the ones who held our hands when it gets too scary. Your support means more than you'll ever know. And someone asked her, what does she mean by force? Force you to get an abort? How is that even possible?
I got an abortion not because I wanted to, but because the man I was with at the time used shame and fear to manipulate me into getting one. When I had just turned 18, I was sexually assaulted on a family vacation. And when I found out that I was pregnant, he said, if you don't get rid of the baby, I will fly down to your dad's home church and expose you for the whore that you are. When a woman is in an abusive relationship, a lot of the things that she'll say or do is not necessarily her choice. A lot of what she says and does is out of force and manipulation, even an abortion.
I do agree to a certain extent. Now, she said that he was going to fly down to her daddy church to tell her pappy that she was a whore. Now, if he had the balls to do that and your daddy didn't put hands on him for disrespecting his daughter, I had to look at your daddy kind of sideways. Because one thing's for certain, two things for sure. You know, when you dealing with logical men like that, they always be forgetting. If she a whore and you slept with her, you know what that make you? a hoe that lacks self-respect as well, because ain't no way a respectable man is gonna be sleeping with or go after a woman that multiple men have been with. As women, we have to stop allowing men to project they whole ship onto us. And also, when you talk about SA, what I would say is anybody that has gone through that, you are the victim. There's nothing to be ashamed about. The person that did it needs to be ashamed and up under the jail. They are sick individuals that do not deserve any type of grace or mercy. The best grace that you can show them is to report their crime immediately, because they need to be seen as the monster that they are. And I know a lot of times people don't want to do it or come forth because they aren't going to be believed or they're going to be looked at differently or questioned. There's nothing that you could have done differently. From the standpoint of how you dressed is irrelevant, because I see men walking up and down the street with their pants sagging out their behind, and they would have a huge problem. Another man walking up and down, smacking them on their cheeks and telling them what's up. They would feel violated and then want to fight. And they wouldn't be told, well, you know, if you wasn't sagging your pants, that man wouldn't have came down there and smacked you on your behind. No, it would be said, oh, he shouldn't have violated you. Vice versa with women. Just because she's dressed a certain way does not give you the right to put your hands on her, to rub her up, or do anything that she does not consent to. Period. Point blank. And the reason why I said report it, he needs a paper trail. Now, throughout this, you see that she regrets having the abort because she constantly references it. Happy birthday to the baby that gave me a second chance after traumatic birth and an unwanted abort.
There we go. Happy birthday. I just didn't think I would get a second chance. But like my last birth experience was really traumatic, and I've had abortion from a. Again, this is just. Girl, you got it this time. You give us some time. He said that order 2 weeks.
I feel like she put it on the show. I've had and looking at the camera because she needs to make it a little bit more dramatic instead of her just like being genuine and just enjoying the moment of her giving birth and getting past that and surviving it. Explaining to my daughter that she has a sister in heaven.
Zoe and me.
Yes.
Is that mommy?
No, mommy actually a long time ago had a baby even before you were born, but the baby went to heaven.
Heaven? Why?
She went to heaven to be with Jesus.
No, that's her.
Yeah, this one. You have a sister in heaven who's an angel.
Is that the angel?
Yes, that's your sister in heaven.
She's so beautiful. Are you kidding me?
You think so?
She kind of looks like me.
She kind of looks like you?
Yeah.
Wait.
Watching over me, Mama.
She is?
Yeah. Zoe.
Losing a baby is a grief you never want to forget when it's the only thing you have left. Now, mind you, she's talking about the baby that she got on board. I had split feelings on this, and I spoke to my mom about it because to me, you getting a situation fixed is completely different than you losing a child. This book is for somebody that's lost a child and it was not in their control whatsoever. Whether that be you had a miss or you had your baby and something unfortunately went wrong because you actually got to know them. You knew their gender, you named them, etc. And some have even had photos and things of the house and the other siblings were around and they got to be around this baby and they don't understand what's going on. This is a book to help them understand and help them get through grief. And I don't believe that that's the case for her because number one, she ain't know the gender. It was just a decision that she has to stand on. And don't get me wrong, I believe that when her daughter is older and they're having a conversation about abort, she could say, hey, before I had you, I had this relationship and I was manipulated into getting one. And I regret it. And I would never tell someone to do it because I know how that made me feel. She's been through a lot of trauma and we see her working to get past her trauma and deal with her mental health. And one of the things that she's very good at is when she's having any attack of the sort, she grabs her camera and gives us her point of view. Text my husband, I was having an anxiety attack before filming an important part. Remind me that I am loved enough and chosen, and you are too. Don't worry, it get better. Going through a silent panic attack with me. feel unregulated. We go into steps with my husband and I have pre-agreed, but help me during an active attack. Breathing exercises help me feel more grounded. BZ Depression is a community for people living with depression. It aims to foster a safe and supportive place for people to connect, who understand what it's like to live with depression. Now she calmed down and went back to regular life, as y'all can see. Check out BZ Community and BZ Depression for more research. It's a lot of things wrong with this scenario because first and foremost, your daughter standing on the table in her shoes throwing stuff at you. She in the right household because ain't no freaking way. And I can understand how somebody could have, a panic because it's a lot going on. And sometimes kids be getting on your nerves and don't want to sit down and be quiet someplace. They want to be screaming and hollering, getting into stuff. And that could trigger something in you. Like it's triggering something in me right now because boy, girl, when she has her attacks, she always is able to get multiple angles. And I don't think that, anxiety or panics look like, sometimes it just comes on you like this. She did admit at one point she was on medication to help balance her, but she's now off of it because she feels like she doesn't need it anymore. And so when you're off your medicine, I feel like you need to really make sure that you have this under control and that you have steps that you can take when it happens. But some of y'all, I'm gonna hold your hand when I say this to some of y'all don't need to be off your medicine. Some of y'all like Kanye in denial. You need to take your medicine because it helps you get through your day and ain't nobody gonna be looking at you like you crazy, okay? And don't nobody think nothing wrong with you because you taking your medicine and you gotta use that to function. That's what you need and that's okay. Because when you not on it, you be out here playing with your life and other people's life too. You out here causing problems that you don't need. Going through a 3 a.m. anxiety attack with me. Ask them for help because it's cheaper than a therapist. Ma'am, no, you need to invest in therapy.
I have started to get back to normal life since having baby number 2. And I have struggled with anxiety. But lately I've been feeling this old familiar feeling of holding my breath and forgetting to breathe. And just this tightening of my chest. And I don't know what to do because the last time this happened, I could pinpoint what was wrong. I know that our bodies and anxiety and this response is important and sacred because it means something and it's trying to tell me something. I just don't know what that message is. Do I need to disappear for a day? Sit with myself in a journal and coffee? Do I need to medicate? Surrender and believe in faith and worship and sing until I find the spot that hurts and cry? Do I need to go back to bed and take my husband's big hand and put it on my heart and remind myself that I'm here? I don't know. I genuinely don't know. If you have any answers, let me know because it's 3 a.m. and I'd really like to go to sleep. I'd love that. That would be great. If you could get back to me before my therapist, that would be awesome.
Manuel, put the camera down. If you setting up that camera ain't show you that you was real, I don't know what will. You set up that camera, you got multiple shots while you was having an anxiety attack. You want my advice? Get off of social media. Don't film yourself having these breakdowns. Go sit in a quiet room. Turn on some calming music. If you are able to drink some water. Do your best to relax. Tap your husband on the shoulder and just let him know, hey, I can't deal with the kids right now. If they wake up, you gonna have to be on bottle duty because I'm having these problems. And if it don't get no better, go to the hospital and get the help that you need. Take your medicine. Call that therapist. Sometimes you can't do stuff on your own and that's okay. Your mental health is very important. And sometimes you may not be able to find the trigger on your own. Do I think that she was triggered in this moment? No, because she got her camera and she shot multiple shots. This is content for her. There are people that actually go through this stuff and they're not able to film it because they're really dealing with anxiety or panic at that particular moment and they cannot function. And so it's not something that needs to be made light of. My infant went into anaphylactic eating peanut butter and now I'm having a panic, realizing her life is in my hands.
Where she's going to be in danger. Why? Because we already know what she needs. We know she needs an epi. There's literally within 10 minutes of anywhere in Houston, there's a hospital.
Bro, you need to get you some sleep. That might be why you over here having these. You never know what you're allergic to unless you try it, which is crazy, but that's life. And luckily, You were aware of it. You took her to the hospital and you now know that she cannot have peanut butter. And that's okay. You're not a bad mom. You didn't do anything wrong. You just did not know. Now, if you give her peanut butter after you find out that she got this problem, then I'm gonna have to look at you sideways. Cause man, what the heck is you doing? Her as a mother, she has some very good moments that she has posted on social media. But then there's other moments where I side eye some of her motives. Is that your child, or you're borrowing the neighbor kids for the video? So you did have a moment in time where some ignorant people were questioning as into how she got a black baby. Why, I don't know. Because when I see women with black children that they're carrying around, it's clear to me that they was messing with a black man.
This is a really good question. When the pandemic first started, my neighbor started this business called Borrow My Black Baby, and I thought, perfect, because I, really felt like it was time to start my career on TikTok as a TikTok mom, but I didn't have a black baby, and I know that's really trending. So I asked my husband, will you make a black baby with me? And he said, I don't see the value in that. I said, it's good for views. He said, I don't care. And so, until I can convince him that this is an asset to our future, yes, I will be continuing to borrow my neighbor's black baby.
And I know she's joking, but you do have people that have biracial kids for content, or they believe it's the hottest thing to do at the moment, and they're looking at their child as an accessory instead of a person. And that's a problem, because you shouldn't be birthing a child just for the aesthetics. And you see moments like this, like delivering bottle service clubs made for our kids. Like, I think that this is cute content. And then there's videos of her encouraging her young daughter to accept her name.
Middle name that's Nigerian? Atutochukwu.
No, not the name. I didn't see.
You have a middle name that's
See, was doing all right till you hit that period part in your black accent. You see this a lot when it comes to these black nations. People want to act like they're very ignorant when it comes to pronunciations. But then when you go and you have to pronunciate these German, Russian names, then you can figure it out. And that's just me using it as an example. You should be proud of your name. And to me, her name is very beautiful, because I like when people give kids names that mean something, not just something they create out of it. Your child's name is supposed to mean something. Some of y'all be naming y'all kids off the stuff y'all shouldn't be naming y'all kids out. And then you be wondering why your kid be out here acting crazy.
Just have those like words.
Who said? At school?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry that sometimes people are not kind.
Or why is not time, Mama?
I don't know, honey, but you know what? You know what I do know? I know that you have enough kindness for everyone. And you want to know something cool about worms? Like a caterpillar? You know what a caterpillar turns into? A butterfly. And butterflies are beautiful.
Beautiful.
Would you like a butterfly crowd today?
Yes.
Okay. I love my hair. I love my hair.
Yes, I do.
Little butterfly.
I love it.
I love it too, honey.
But then we start going down this path to where her hair becomes an obsession to her mother.
You know, Cody?
Because mommy's hair straight.
It's beautiful.
Oh, thank you. Well, your hair is really beautiful too. Your hair is curly. People have different kinds of hair. We get to have fun taking care of them different ways. Because different is beautiful. Moisture. Okay. Put a little bit of water. Moisture. Scrunch. Curly is beautiful.
Beautiful.
Let's look at you.
I'm beautiful. I love my colored hair.
I always feel insecure about doing my mixed baby's hair, so I asked for help.
If she can have braids like her cousin. So what I'm gonna do is a slight part. We're gonna go in with a leave-in conditioner. We're not aiming for perfect. We're just aiming for taming. Yes, we're gonna put them in. I know, right?
Do you want to just come home with me?
Just come on. I'll come on. I got you.
But I just don't trust myself, and I don't want her to go to daycare. We're
Like,
crazy.
what is going on?
We're gonna call CPS.
No.
We need a Trina in our everyday life.
Well, it just helps it to gather more, just enough. I'm pulling everything over, and then you just feed it in.
Good with the straight razor?
I am totally through with him. Do you hear me?
Push your hairline back.
And we just need a little bit.
It's literally called an edge brush.
It's literally called an edge brush.
You just dab, dab, dab.
Dab, dab, dab. Calm down. You put your finger there because it's going to create our wave. Boom.
So that's why I use a razor blade right there?
You do not use the razor blade, sir.
It needs to be a little bit sticky, like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Here.
And then bring it back.
Okay, thank you so much.
I think that is very important that you understand how to deal with their hair and get the education that you need. So I would applaud her for that. But stop looking at it like she's a separate species. This is like in the 3A, 3B range. Her hair is a very loose texture. It's not really that far away from her mother's hair. So this type of panic is really beyond me. Like, she does not have 4C hair like. And even if she did, it's beautiful, it's fine. Just learn to maintain it. It's not some type of science experiment. It's hair. A lot of this stuff she could have simply Googled, or she could have talked to her husband's side of the family and they could have told her the type of products that she needs.
Mixed baby hair is beautiful, but it's also very confusing. I don't know if it is more like black hair, more like Asian hair. It's just like somewhere in the middle. I'm realizing that like the rules for black hair and Asian hair on the opposite extremes don't necessarily apply to my daughter. Like, is gel better than mousse? You know, does she need curl defining cream? All these things. If you have any advice, I'd sure appreciate it.
And go on YouTube and look it up. When she's talking about the extreme, when it comes to black hair, she's talking about her hair being that. You got 4C hair where it's like a very tight curl. It's coarse, it's thick. A lot of times when these people have kids with somebody that's black, when you have a mixed baby, you don't know what you gonna get. A lot of people have an image in their mind when they get a mixed baby that they skin gonna be like, they're gonna have a nice braided hair, their eyes are gonna be blue or something like that, and that's gonna be your child. But then sometimes they get hit with reality that the baby can take after the daddy or the mom. And if it take after the daddy, their skin tone might be dark, their hair 4B, 4C, and they're not prepared for that. And for her, I feel like, ma'am, like your child's hair is not what you're making it seem to be in your mind. The little girl barely had any hair and she already, oh, it's a problem. It's not. And that's what people in the comments saying. Lady, just do your daughter hair. I've seen white people with curlier hair. Her hair is literally so fine. She has super loose coat. Madam, rest please. What is mixed baby hair? The hair isn't even that hard to take care of. And that's what I'm saying. And the pappy just is ignorant. God forbid she would have took after her daddy, because her mama really wouldn't knew what to do with herself. Oh, do I need to get a razor blade? Oh, do I need to get this? Sir, if you don't sit your... I hate it. Still feeling insecure doing my half black and Asian daughter's hair. So my sis-in-laws are schooling me.
Hold on, what? Nigga said, wait, what did you say?
Gorilla snot.
Who temperature over? Edges.
Yes.
Huh?
Do you see what?
Put in the leave-in conditioner.
That's the way for edges. And then you use the brush. Why are there so many brushes? Why are there so many brushes?
It's really not that complicated. You just need a brush and a comb, maybe two. Now let's get into these conversations of boundaries that Nika Diwa has. Some of her boundaries that she's discussed with her kid has been amazing, and I love seeing it. Others, I think that she needs to go seek help. My toddler kept putting her foot on my face, so this is how I responded.
Okay, so let me get this right. If I put my foot on your face, do you like that? See, okay, so you just said no, right? So are you being mean? No. Because if I put my foot on your face and you say no, that's a boundary? Yes, that's a boundary. And that's your boundary. So if Zizi puts her foot on mommy's face and mommy says no, can mommy say no? Yes, right? Does that mean that mommy's mad at Zizi? No. Does that mean mommy loves Zizi? Yes. It's just mommy's boundary.
Okay. Yeah, and I like the way that she explained that to her. And she asked, how would you respond in this situation? I would explain to ZZ that her foot doesn't belong near anyone's face. And that's something that she should not do because it's disrespectful. And I wouldn't do it to her and she shouldn't do it to me. Now, if ZZ, after I explained this to her, did it again, ZZ would have got popped. But then there are situations where she's overstepping her boundaries and she's oversharing when it comes to her daughter. Shout outs to Film Cooper for this clip because she actually deleted it off her social media.
Deleted, and I want to show you what is in this video because it's heinous.
This area right here, this is your private part. Only mama's allowed to change it.
My uncle do it.
No uncles change diaper.
My dad do it.
Your dad can do it.
My mom do it.
I can, yeah.
And I understand that there are situations that you don't want your child doing and you need to explain to them that this isn't okay and this shouldn't be occurring. No one should be touching you in your no places, etc. But I think that that is a private conversation. Mind you, she is changing this child's diaper as she records herself doing it, talking about this with her. That is completely inappropriate. And it should have never been posted, especially by someone that's constantly emphasizing boundaries and constantly disregards them. Everything is not internet content. If you wanted to share how you explained this to her, you could have referenced what you did and broke it down. And after this conversation, her daughter could then come back and say, well, my body, my choice. The time teaching my daughter, my body, my choice backfires.
What's going to change your diaper?
No. It's a boundary. Mama can only change it.
Like I have to be the one to change every poopy diaper from now on?
Time to change your diaper. Come on, let's go.
Go.
No, Mama can change me.
You don't have a choice.
I rather my choice. You're mine.
There you go. Come on, my body, my choice. Like, ma'am, my body, my choice. No, ma'am. You and when you get grown, your body, your choice. It's certain things that I feel like this young toddler should not be saying.
The baby is 2 years old, okay? And I just can't figure out an effective way to have the punani and peen conversation with her. Again, she's literally a baby. Listen, I'm open to feedback. How do you think I should explain that to a toddler? And do you think it's appropriate?
No, I don't. When is it appropriate to have the birds and the bees convo with a toddler? You shouldn't be having a birds and bees conversation with a toddler at all.
Uterus is where your baby grows. And so the reason why you have a period, it's like the egg, because you need an egg to have a baby.
Yeah.
Wait, first we're going to try to get it out of the vagina.
Vagina?
And open it up.
Baby. Mama, piss.
1, 2, 3.
Piss. I want to see a baby.
Okay, we're going to have to do a C-section.
There's
the baby!
I'll hold it.
You want to hold it? Congratulations. So that's the birth. Zizi, did you just eat the baby?
Too much. Oh, the baby's coming out of the V. Oh, sometimes you have to do a C-section. Why are you having that type of conversation with a toddler? Oh, I want to see the baby. Well, boy, you need to stay offline. It's cringeworthy to me. She doesn't need to know everything right now. Let her be a baby. Let her play with toys. Let her enjoy herself. My toddler asking me to explain why only girls have periods. You see what I'm saying? Like, this is a complicated conversation for a 2-year-old. Because they're not really going to understand it. That's why you shouldn't be talking to them about certain stuff.
What about Dada?
Dada doesn't have. So only girls have period, not boys.
You better be kidding.
I'm so serious.
What about Ari?
Ari doesn't have a period because he's a boy.
Yeah, but he goes potty. That's his period.
But when he goes potty, there's no blood. And an older girl has a period once a month. One time a month.
Are you lying?
I'm so serious.
What's period?
Period is like when you have this thing called a uterus.
What's uterus?
The uterus is where the baby, God puts the baby. When there's no baby inside, because there's no baby here, right? Not anymore.
No.
Now we're done.
Wait, we already have a baby.
Period. Cut the show.
Cut the show.
The little girl is innocent and she's curious, but at the end of the day, to me, it's kind of like cringeworthy because why are you posting this? And yes, kids ask crazy questions. My nephew just asked me the other day, how do you get a gun? And I had to explain it to him. They're so curious and they're constantly learning. Sometimes you gotta minimize certain things. So the little girl ended up getting into her special drawer.
Hello?
Zizi, what are you doing? Zizi, what are you doing? What's in your hand? What's in your hand?
I don't care if you watch that or not. The fact you letting her put that against her face is nasty. And you recording it laughing like it's funny. It ain't. I wouldn't even recorded this. I would have took that from her and found another location to put your special drawer. And then she said I could hear something.
I hear something.
What's in your hand?
As y'all can see, she be doing the most. And do I think some of her content is problematic? Yes. I think that when she's constantly referring to my half-black daughter, my biracial daughter's hair, blase, I think that is very problematic. And I do think that she tends to overshare, especially when her daughter is concerned and she dealing with sensitive matters. Does she need to stop? Yes. Immediate. Do I think she's going to stop? No. Because this is content for her. And she thinks it's fun. As always, remember that you are fearfully and wonderfully made and stay blessed.